Can you all see my screen here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So first of all, I am going to give you an introduction about the Minitab, right? So Minitab is a commercial software package for carrying out statistical, numerical, and graphical calculations. So it's basically somewhat similar to the Excel, but yeah, the Minitab is more user friendly. So that is the best advantage of using this Minitab. So in this course, we only discuss the practical aspect of the theories learned during this course. So the senator madam will cover you the relevant theories. So I'm going to do the relevant practicals regarding those based on those theories. So let's so this is how you can. So before that, let me do something. So say this is you. So you want to do some analysis. So analysis means the definition of the statistics, right? So collecting, organizing, and summarizing, analyzing, and interpreting numerical facts, right? So let's say you want to do the let's see, simply let's say it's handling data. Sorry about my handwritings, right? So let's say you want to handle some data. So is you, and here you can use the Minitab because it has a very user-friendly environment. So that is the main advantage here instead of using Excel and other stuff, right? Okay, so this is how you can install the app. Sorry, so you can open the app. So I think you can see the desktop icon here. You have to just double click on it, and also you can open it from the Minitab box. Open it from the start menu, right? This is the picture of the start menu, right? So let me share the Minitab screen and explain you about the screen layout of the Minitab, right? Okay. So we stop the recording for a while. So this is the interface of the Minitab, right? I hope everyone of you can see my screen. Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So all right. So this is the newest interface of the Minitab. So this is the newest version, Minitab 19. So actually, when we are undergraduates, we are studying Minitab 17, right? In there, uh, when comparing the Minitab 17 and 19, there are so many improvement in here. So at the top of the screen, you can see some menus here. There are 11 different menus here. So everyone of have a specific task to do, and don't need to you don't need to learn by heart those things, because once you are getting familiar with the Minitab day by day, you will see what to do with those options, right? So next, under the menu tab, you can see the toolbar here, right? These are the some shortcuts to do things. And here, this is the navigator pane, and you will see. So at the end of the lecture, you will see what it can be do. So this is the output pane, and here this is the worksheet, or in this case, uh, we are calling this as a data pane, or we can say a worksheet, same thing. So once we talk about the data, so this worksheet is something similar to the Excel file, right? So in Excel, the columns are naming as A, B, C, D, likewise. But in here, you can see the C1, C2, C3, likewise. So the rows are same in both Excel and Minitab. They have named the rows using these numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, likewise. So, and then I think you can see some kind of this called the entry direction. So the data entry row. So I'll come to that one later. Right? In here, you can see the command line and also the history. I'll come to those things because there is no point of explaining about the usage of these windows now. So once we are doing some kind of practical, it's better to explain those things, right? So at the end, so at the bottom of the screen, you can see the status bar, right? So from this one, you can hide the navigator, but it's better to see, better not to hide the navigator one. You will understand why. And here you can see you can change the interface, right? So by selecting this one, you can see uh, both the worksheet and also the output pane. By clicking this one, you can see only the worksheet. By clicking this one, you can see only the output, right? Okay, and also we can adjust the ratio of these two, right? So it is the basic things here. So it is how you, it is the, I think now you all are familiar with the interface, right? Oh, so now let me start another screen and go to the entering data. So this is the same thing. You can, I think you have, madam have already uploaded these notes to the LMS. So you can literally go through these notes while listening to the recordings, right? Yeah. Now let's talk about entering entering data into a worksheet. So actually, before doing a practical, we should have some data, right? If we don't have data, we can't do any organizing or analyzing thing, right? So there are several types to, there are several ways to input data. So first is, as usual, we can manually input those data, and also then we can copy those data and then paste it on the Minitab. And finally, we can open a new already exists data set from another extension to Minitab, right? That is also another way, right? So okay. So if you, right, so I think now it's time for the practical. So can you all open this account, open this document and start typing this one in your Minitab worksheet? We have just only 9 records, so you can quickly type those things, right? Please start doing this one. In the meantime, I will go through the chats. One of the students said that in her interface, she can't see the history and command line. So yeah, of course, I will show how to see. Right? Can you all? Well, I think the newest version is the Minitab 19, but so I think it's better not to go far from the Minitab 19 version, because throughout this semester and also including in classes, we are going to do we are going to perform some practicals using Minitab 19. So it's better to make familiar with Minitab 19 version, right? Or else you can copy it. And paste it in the Minitab worksheet. So I hope you all can see my Minitab screen now. So that is what I performed. That is how I perform the copying and pasting. So you just have to copy the data and just come to the Minitab and select the worksheet and just paste it, right? So possible. And now I think you see this highlighted cell. Did you see any difference between these C1, C2, and C3 and C4? I think, yeah. Yes. Right. So in this one, it automatically has a suffix called dash T. In here also, we have they have automatically add a suffix called dash T. So that is because the data type. So in Minitab, there are three main data types. It is the text, then the date and time, and the last one is the numeric part. So for the date and time, you can see the suffix dash capital D. For the text, you can see the suffix dash capital T, and for the numeric, you won't see any suffix here, right? So these are some numeric variable, but you can't see any suffix here. So please understand those tiny things. Although they are tiny, they are very important, right? Okay, so you have already finished typing these data, I can continue. So let's see how to save those data, right? After so usually in class and while doing day-to-day data analysis work, you have to always save those stuffs and proceed, because otherwise if something happen to the machine or the network, sometimes your all the analysis will go. Therefore it's better to always save the stuffs and then continue. So that let me see how to save those worksheets, right? So first you have to click the file and then save worksheet as. You have to select the file and save worksheet as. So don't try to remember or note down those steps, because one way or another, at the end of the day, I'll upload the lecture recordings, right? So you can use any location here, and this one. So file name you can give any name. So again, my right. I think you understand how to save the work, right? Now after you save the work, let's do you see what happened to the worksheet name, right? It is my first dot mwx. This is the file extension of the worksheet. So in old version Minitab 17, it was MTW extension, but now it is MWX, right? Okay. Now we are going to do something very simple, but let's see. So in here you have two numerical variables. So let's see how we can sort data, right? So Let's go to the data and select sort. Right. So in this dialog box, you have to select whatever the variable you want to sort. So here we are going to select marks here. You have to just double click here and it will automatically add to here. And you can see the order, it is increasing or decreasing. So in this case, I prefer increasing. So you can set all the columns here or specified columns. Specified column is based on three columns: ID, gender, age. You can select any of the column. But in this case, I prefer all the columns. Therefore, I go with this all column option, and you have to just click OK. Right? You see what happened here. So if you can't copy, just type it, right? I think something wrong with your laptop or something. So I think most of you didn't restart the laptop. I think that sometimes that may be also a problem, right? Okay.